Hello my beautiful friends, it's Amanda here, and today we're talking about all of the brand new concealers from Benefit. Benefit recently discontinued all of their concealers and repackaged, re-released, renamed, reformulated, re-everythinged all of their concealers. They're all called Boing now. So I picked up this set from Ulta. It's the Benefit Boing Erase Case. So it came with this really cute little pencil case. It came with these deluxe size minis of all 4 of the Boing concealers. I tested them all out, so I'm gonna give you the full rundown on all 4 of these Boing concealers. I'm gonna show you demos of each of the 4 concealers applied to my eye area. And when you see these demos, I have no other makeup on, no primer, no foundation. I don't even have my brows done. This is just the concealer applied directly to my bare skin. Typically, I like to use a sponge to blend out my concealer. However, Benefit recommended that all 4 of these concealers be applied and blended out with the fingers, so that's what I did. I just used them according to the instructions. So let's go ahead and get into the demos and all the info now. We're gonna start with the Boing Hydrating Concealer. This is a sheer coverage concealer for dry under eyes and dark shadows. It contains vitamin E and apple seed extract, and it claims to cover dark circles and diffuse fine lines, keeping skin hydrated for 6 hours. Next, I'm going to show you the Boing Airbrush Concealer. This one is a medium coverage for unevenness and fine lines. It claims to blur, smooth, and conceal for a real-life retouch. It claims to cover dark circles, fine lines, and imperfections, and it also says that it's waterproof and lasts 10 hours. Next up is the Boing Brightening Concealer. This is a full coverage concealer for dull, tired eyes. It says that it has melon undertones to color correct and hide dark shadows. It's supposed to perk up tired eyes and conceal imperfections. Lastly, we have the Boing Industrial Strength Concealer. This one is also full coverage and it's for heavy duty dark circles and blemishes. This one is supposed to be full coverage and long wearing. I use the shade 01 Light in all 4 of these concealers. There are only 3 shades available. There's 01 Light, 02 Light Medium, and 03 Medium. There are no dark or deep options. whatsoever available in this concealer line. Why are there not more shades? Why aren't you making deeper shades? What the heck? In general, I felt that the Hydrating Concealer had a little bit more coverage than I expected. I do think this is more of a light to medium coverage instead of a sheer coverage. The Airbrush Concealer was probably my favorite, which is surprising because I generally don't like these sort of pot type concealers. Typically they are too dry, too waxy feeling, and I just find them to be unflattering in the under eye area. However, I did think that this had a great natural finish, and I really liked the medium coverage that this gave me. The Brightening Concealer is the most similar to the texture of the Erase Paste, although I do think this is just a little bit creamier. Once this one was warmed up by my fingertips, I found it to be very soft, very malleable, and super easy to blend in. The Industrial Strength Concealer was the most disappointing in my opinion. I did not like the texture of this. I did think that it was very hard, very waxy, and it just didn't give me that super impactful full coverage that I was expecting. I didn't think that this one covered too much more than either the Brightening or the Airbrush Concealer. For my full face of makeup today, I did decide to use the Brightening Concealer before I applied my foundation, and then I used the Hydrating Concealer on top of my foundation. I did find that applying this with the stick applicator was not really the most practical because I did feel like it was kind of pulling up the layers of color corrector and foundation underneath. So if I were to use this in conjunction with other concealers and foundations again, I would probably just use my finger to pick up some product and then pat it on top. I also found that this was so hydrating that it looked really dewy, almost to the point of looking greasy. So I do think that this really needs a good setting powder on top. I used my NYX Ultra HD finishing powder, and that really did the trick. However, after using this combined with other makeup, I found that I didn't really like it as much as I thought I would. Overall, these are my top two. I will continue to use these for sure. I really like the Brightening Concealer. It's no surprise because it is similar to the Erase Paste, and the Erase Paste has been my go-to color corrector. I think this might even be a little bit better than the Erase Paste because it is softer and creamier, and it just looks a little tiny bit nicer in that under eye area. The Airbrush Concealer is a surprise favorite. Like I said, I generally don't like concealers in this format, but this one was just so soft, a really natural finish, and it gave me the right amount of coverage without looking too cakey. I really thought I would like the Hydrate one more because I do have dry skin and dry under eyes, but I think this worked just a little bit better for me, so I know I'll be reaching for this again. I do like that there are different concealers for different skin types and different skin needs. However, I'm just really disappointed in the shade selection. I don't know why there aren't at least 2 more deeper shades. I really wish that they would come out with some darker shades so that they can cater to everyone. I'd love to hear your thoughts on these new Boing concealers. If you've tried them or if you want to try them, leave a comment and let us know what you think. As always, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye. Ooh, so close. So close. Ooh. And it came with Boing. I did find there are only 4. What?